Welcome to Chapter 1 of The Divide. Please like and subscribe. Julia ran as fast and as softly as she could, dragging along her little brother Matthew as she went. "Where is he?" Matthew whispered. "Where is he?" They could hear the gunshots echoing throughout the shopping mall. He was getting closer. Julia looked around frantically, searching for a place to hide. There, a clothing store with a sign that said sale. It was empty and the lights were low. Julia quickly rushed herself and Matthew inside. Among the racks of clothes, she crouched down and hugged Matthew tightly, hoping that the shooter wouldn't come in. Her 10-year-old brother was trembling and crying. "It's okay, Maddie. It's okay," she whispered. "We're going to be okay." Julia tried to sound calm and reassuring, but she too was terrified. She wished that their dad was here. She wished he didn't leave them in the mall for another drunken afternoon across the street at the bar. They both could hear the gunshots echoing throughout the shopping mall. He was getting closer. Someone had just been shot outside the store. Julia covered Matthew's mouth and his ears, and then she closed her eyes. She hoped that this shooter would just go away. She prayed that they would survive. "This is just a bad dream," she thought. "It's just a bad dream." But it wasn't a dream. It was real. And as footsteps approached, it was about to get worse. The sick freak whistled as he walked. He whistled and then... Julia opened her eyes. A demented soul stood over them, pure evil looking down with a pale face and cold, lifeless eyes. He whistled one more time before reaching for his shotgun. "Run!" screamed Julia. She pushed Matthew up and then... She felt a sudden pain in her lower leg, like a hot knife stabbing into her. She gasped and clutched her calf. The pain, it was unbearable. Julia then looked at Matthew, and he was still there. He was staring at her in horror. The shooter whistled again as he loaded his handgun. He then smiled wickedly as he aimed it at Matthew. Julia knew he was going to kill him. She knew she had to save Maddie. She quickly pushed him under a rack of clothes and she shouted, "Run, Maddie, run!" He hesitated, but she screamed again, "Run!" He suddenly jolted and he got up and he ran towards the back of the store. She hoped that he would make it. She hoped that he would remember her. She hoped that he would forgive her. Julia then flung herself towards this evil man, and a bullet struck her right in the chest. Her life it was slipping away. She heard sounds and footsteps. She felt a struggle. She then felt nothing at all. Julia awoke to her alarm song and she was gasping for air. She reached for her leg, expecting to feel the pain and the pulsing of a gushing wound. But there was no leg to reach for, only a sewn-up stump which ended at her knee. Her amputation, a reminder of what had happened, a reminder of what she could never forget. Julia's eyes bubbled up with tears. She tried not to, she didn't want to, but eventually she gave in, weeping and sobbing as she buried her face into her pillow. She just wished it was all a bad dream and not a bad memory. But it was a memory, and it did happen. And although Julia escaped with her life, she did not escape